As you may or may not know, I am the king of all logic puzzles. It's true, it's on my business card. If I had a business card. I need to make business cards. Anyway, that's not the point. The point is logic puzzles. I love them. I love them, love them, love them. And when I found out that RedBull has collected / made a whole bunch of them and kind of crammed them into this little area of the internet that I recently found, I jumped for joy and just started playing a whole bunch of them. Some of them are pretty good. Not all of them. Some of them. The first one I'm going to show you, because yes, I'm going to show you a multitude of them today, is Streamline. This is the game I started playing. It was advertised to me, as in I saw a tweet about it, that it is like The Witness. You mean my favorite puzzle game ever, The Witness? It is not like that at all, but it is still really fun. So what is Streamline? Well, it is a tile movement game where you're a pink square, basically, and you need to get to the purple swirling vortex. I don't know, I think there's a sex joke in there somewhere, but I'm too lazy to figure one out. To play the game, all you need is your arrow keys, or the mouse. I prefer the arrow keys here. It makes me feel like I'm in more control. The trick to the game is to figure out what tiles do what, i.e. what these yellow arrow tiles do, or that pink circle one does, and use those to your advantage to get to the end of the goal, i.e. the swirling vortex. Sounds simple enough? Actually, yeah, it is. I really like this game, and it fits my niche just right. For I have already figured this puzzle out. We go like that, because that doesn't move back the way it does, and boom! Puzzle sorted out. Now we have more puzzles here as well. That blue one is a pause square. I paused a little too much for that. Doesn't matter. We use that pause square to then go like that, and like that, and like that, and like that, and like that. Now, as you just also noticed, you can't go over yourself. Think it almost like a snake. So, laying your lines out means you have now a wall to go through and get the next thing. Sound simple enough? No? Yes? I'm getting mixed signals again. Anyway, let's move on to something a little bit more difficult. And by difficult, I mean it just gives you a second little tile there. You can either click on it to switch. Look, switch between pink and red. Pink and red, pink and red. Or tab, if you use your keyboard. So let's figure this out. Can I actually use one side for this? No, I can't. So tab and the arrow keys actually are not that great of a placement. Let's use the mouse for this one then. So we can switch between the two. I think, well, that one, and that one goes there. That then doesn't do anything, so that's going to have to go back up like so. Let's try that. But then if I do that, up goes there, and it doesn't go right there. I like doing this. I then have my computer freeze for some reason. That goes like that and stops mid there, which then takes me all the way to that. Goes like so. Astounding! Yes, it is. Let's do another one. Yay! Up like that, pause there. That sounds like a good start. Then, if I go up and do this, I'm kind of locked, but that's a good way to get to the pause tile nonetheless, if I need to. Doing that also doesn't get me anywhere, so I don't think this goes here. Oh, the X tiles, by the way, are you failed. You have to undo, and then the fully undo is that. Let's then do... Pause there. Then I can automatically go here, but that's not where I think I should go. If I go like that, that... Oh, yeah, no. I did it. Yay! One more, and then we'll move on to another one. Well, obviously, you can't move up. And if I move here, this one gets locked in. So my only move is this and that. Then my other only move is that and that, which makes me pause here. This can go then up to here, but then this is blocked off for everything else. So that has to wait in the back row for just a minute. That means that, oh, it does go like this, like that, and it sticks there. And then, that, oh no, that wouldn't work because that puts me in that. And then, as I undo some things, I have to move things back. Okay, this suddenly is getting a little bit more tricky. But nothing I can't figure out. No, I think that's how you start it. If I go like that and like that, then you're stuck like that, and we start off anew some reason. You go up. And you go like that. No. Would I go up like this? No, no. Let's start afresh again. Okay, I can't go up, so I have to go down. So that's the only way this thing can go. Can't go there, because that goes all the way up. It goes like that. We have to go like that. And like that. If I then go like that, I can easily get to that. If I do that, can't. Oh, well. Yes, I can, because then I go like that and like that. There we go. Wonderful. Let's move on to another game, then. So the next game we're going to play is Discrepancy. This is a little bit difficult to explain. I don't think I've ever seen something play out like Discrepancy does. It's very... What's the word I'm thinking of? I'm thinking abstract. This is very abstract, and I don't really know if there are any other games quite like it. The only thing I can really compare this to, and it's not even that close of a comparison, is like a laser game where you have to cross and intersect laser beams almost. But that's not how this game plays, but that's how it feels. It's very weird. Okay, so we have dots. And each dot, or pairing of dots, means it needs to have a line or set of lines do something. It's actually easier if I show you. So, square dots need to be circled in... Well, not circled, but squared off. But then, single dots need to have lines drawn through them. So far, so easy, right? Okay. Now that you understand the basics, here's the puzzle. Get everything in the same square, or shape. Okay. Being that I've played this a small bit of time here, I know that that is how you do it. Right? Okay. Easy concept to understand. Well, I mean, it's not an easy concept to understand. Even I had a little bit of trouble figuring this out. But then we get to some weirder things. Okay. So, now that we know the basics, let's do loops. Now, loops aren't, you know, circles and stuff. Think of it more as shapes. We need 2 distinct shapes in order to continue, or shall I say, separate. Because as of the previous puzzles we learned how to make shapes, but now we have to make separate shapes that don't touch in order to figure out the puzzle. Right. So far, still understanding, but now I'm stuck with this thing, and I think that, well, that has to go like that, because those square itself off, and then those square themselves off like that, but then we have to make sure none of it touches, and like that, no, and like that. We got a little jaw. Okay. Now we need 2 loops on that. Okay. So now we've understand 2 parts of this game. Let's move on to something a little bit harder then. Okay, now we're on the hard level, and I don't know, I like this game in concept. I like this game in concept, but there's just something I'm not enjoying here, and it's weird for me to say that, because it's a logic. This is logic. And I don't know, maybe it's too broad of a concept. There needs to be something more interesting about this game than making shapes via dots. I don't know. I don't really know. But, you know, this is my opinion, after all, that you can like this game all you want, or not like this game all you want. I don't seem to like this one. I'm still gonna finish this, though. Puzzle that. And then that, and then that, to get the 3 shapes. No, can't have them connecting. Can't have... Stop it. Okay, yeah, maybe that's why. I don't like the control of the lines. Like, if I'm trying to be finite here, and it's a little hard to do when with the X ones. Line on the sides are fine. Little side ones, not so much. Well, I don't know. Anyway, you might like this game, I have no idea. Let's move on to one last logic puzzle, shall we? The final game in this little logic puzzle love fest is I Have Brig Plans. This is a cell-making game, and I mean cell as in prison cell, not body cell. This is a lot more fun. I really like this game, which is actually kind of funny because it's from the same person that made the previous discrepancy game. So, yay. Let's throw some people in prison, shall we? So what do you need to know to play this game? Well, you need to know 2 things. 1, who you're throwing in prison, because that matters. Each type of prisoner has certain cell requirements, and you learn those fairly easily. The second thing is the number of cell rooms you need to accommodate these said prisoners in. That is listed of the numbers on the bottom. So let's start. We have a human that needs 2 rooms for a cell. We now have 2 of 2 rooms for a cell. That was simple enough. This one also needs that. The rules stated for humans are, we can't have, you know, L-shaped things, but squares are acceptable. We need to have them in a line, in a sense. So that, I think, is how that one's going to go. These are energy beasts, and they can't touch other energy beasts. I.e. what you see on the bottom of the screen that I'm telling you right now. These can have any shape. So we're going to put that like that, and then like that, because if I put one right there, 2 energy beasts are touching, and that's not good. We then also have the humble cockroach. Why you're putting a cockroach in a cell, I have no idea, but you are. So, there. That thing basically goes anywhere. Oh, I was clicking erase, not draw. This thing can basically go anywhere in a line. It cannot have a 2x2 connected to it. So, that's good for that to start with. Oh no, that can't go like that. Let's reset this, actually, because this is more tricky than I led on to believe. I'm going to put this... No, I can't put that like that, because then if I do that, that had to go like that, and then that would have to go like that. So, erase all of that. Obvious starting is good here. Do like that, that, and that. We'll leave that like that for the second here. This one has to go like that, and that one has to go like that. Easy. Oops. Like that. And then that goes like that. Okay. We do that. We can then take the cockroach. 7 like that. We're missing a tile, though, for this guy. We can't have that like that, though. So if we take the cockroach and put him like that, that would make that terrible. So this has to go like that. Cockroach would have to go like that, but then this thing doesn't have a thing. Then we go like that. There we go! I like this one a lot better than the previous thing. Did I say that? I think I said that. This one has more theming to it, I feel. I think that is what I like about this rather than discrepancy. Discrepancy didn't really have a theme to it. I like this. This is a nice theme. Let's see, we have a cockroach that has only 2 squares, energy beasts and whatnot. Alright. How do we do this? Well, that can go like that, but then wouldn't actually be good for either cockroach or energy beasts. So that's not going to be like that. These can't touch. So I think that going like that and that going like that is how we're going to start that. This guy is going to have a cell like that. We have to make that go like that and then like that. I can't have any L shapes, so I think if I do that... No, that goes like that then. I can't have any double squares, so that's going to have to go like that. That's going to have to go like... Yeah, that's going to have to go like that, because then I take that, go like... Oops. That, like that, like that, and like that. We're then missing... Oh, no. We're then missing that. So if we take that and we draw like that, we draw like that, and we take this lady like so, because L shapes aren't going to be good for you. We do that. That goes like that. There we go! Yes! Let's do one more of these on the hardest of difficulties. Shapeshifter, huh? Alright. I can deal with a shapeshifter. Easy said for the human, though. We got a 4x4 cell here. Same thing with this guy and that guy right there. So I think this one's going to have to be a cockroach in order to do that. Okay, so the question mark is kind of just the fill-in guy that can fill in spots. Alright. So, I'm gonna do that like that. Ooh, no, actually. That like that, because then that can be like that. No, that wouldn't work either. That has to be in... Let's reset, actually. This would have to be in a line. So... Because no L's for humans. That, and then I can't have an off-branching there. So that has to be in a completely straight line. 4, and then 5 on that. But that wouldn't work for... that, so let's then draw it like that. It's going to have to be like that. So that's going to then be a square. 3 has to be like that. 5 also has to be like that, which means that goes like that. That's like that, that's like that. And then we have a cockroach to deal with. Or no, it wouldn't be a cockroach because it can't go around other things and make squares, so it has to be an energy beast to fill in the final one. Okay. God, I love logic puzzles like this. I love logic puzzles. They're all so good. If you think they're all so good as well, you can play these games and quite a few others. I'll link actually the entire page for this. Not the game, but the entire games included, not just the 3 that I've shown you today. My name is Ben Dark Arts. Hopefully you play all of these games, and let's think. Endline Stinger. Oh! I've never drinking a Red Bull. I've never actually drinking any energy drinks before. I think I'm too hyperactive to start, and I don't want to have, like, energy drinking coma / staying awake on my head. I don't think it would be very smart to have me awake for more than 24 hours. That would be a no-no. You get a lot of shit done, though. You get a lot of things done. Nah. Let's not drink an energy drink. But if I did drink an energy drink, I think I would start with Red Bull. Maybe. I don't know. Monster seems a little too intense. Because, you know, Monster or a Red Bull. Gives you wings, after all.